Hey everyone, so a few weeks ago Jillian Michaels sent out her newsletter and there was a recipe for some healthy brownies in there, and I for one have never cooked brownies from scratch. I always go by the box, but seeing a recipe for healthy brownies, one, makes me a little skeptical if they're actually going to taste good, and two, makes me really excited that I can enjoy a chocolate treat and not feel guilty about it. So we're gonna go and try to make brownies from scratch for the first time using her recipe. I pinned it on Pinterest. I'll put a link to it below, and let's see if it tastes good. So first things first, I went ahead and gathered everything that we need. We need salt, baking powder, honey. She either said orange blossom or clover honey, some baking soda, unsweetened applesauce, vanilla, olive oil, some white whole wheat flour, and some cooking spray, and an egg at room temperature. If you don't have an egg at room temperature, while I was getting everything around, I was just holding it in my hand trying to warm it up so it'll be ready to cook. My pan we're cooking in and my bowl we're mixing in. Let's go. Alright, I've got my honey a little past the 2/3 line, but I think that's going to be okay because I'm going to use my spatula. We're going to try to get as much out of this as possible as we can. So we're gonna pop this in the microwave for 45 to 60 seconds. And you want the honey to be runny and just starting to bubble. So you can see the honey started to bubble a little bit. So we are gonna, let's see how runny it is. Very runny, very easy to stir. So we're gonna go ahead and add our cocoa. Mix all that in. All right, now that's all mixed, it's gonna sit until it is room temperature while we get everything else ready. All right, so now I have my white whole wheat flour and salt, baking powder, and baking soda in this bowl. I've got my unsweetened applesauce, my egg, vanilla, and oil in this one, and we are ready to mix. So you're gonna whisk everything together. Voila, and do this one. Now that that's all whisked really well, we are going to add our honey and chocolate into our liquid bowl. I'm really curious as to how this tastes. Chocolate and honey is really delicious. Whew, really sweet though. Glad this is going into a brownie mix. All right, got it in there. Now time to mix this up until it is completely stirred up. Now that that is all stirred and ready to go, it is time to add our dry ingredients. Mix this until no more flour shows up. Doesn't that look good? I love brownie batter. Now time to pour it in. Okay, it is done. Hopefully, time for the test to see. It said when it's supposed to look dry on top. And when you enter in the toothpick, it should have some moist crumbs on it. There's a couple on there, so I think we're good. I don't know about you, but it is really hard for me to just let a batch of brownies sit on the stove and cool and wait for company to come over before having a snack. So I cut a little piece out and let's try this. It actually tastes really good. It's not as fudgy and chocolatey as I would normally get from a box, but it is definitely, I think, a really good substitute. Let me know if you have tried these or if you're gonna try them. Comment below, let me know what you think, what you thought about the flavor. It's really, the texture of it's almost like a cake type, which I would rather have like the gooey stuff, but the directions did say like 25 minutes, take it out, test it, do not overcook it. So I think it is about as good as it's supposed to be, and I think this could definitely be a really good substitute for when you're really craving brownies and there's so many points in them. This is a much better choice to do. See you later, bye.